Hello, my name is Julie Dries. I'm the children's librarian at the Harrison Township Public Library, and today we are going to get a little bit crafty. We are going to be making puppets today, and so we're going to gather up some things that you can find around your house and see what we can make with them. Puppets are really fun. You can make puppets from your imagination, from anything that you can think of that you like to draw. You can use characters from your favorite books. You can put on shows for people, and it's just a great thing to do when you're kind of bored and you're not really sure what you want to do for the day. You can make puppets and then have a show, and that gives you a good project to do. So let's take a look at some things that you can use around your house to make some puppets, and hopefully this may give you ideas. You don't have to make the exact same ones that I'm making. These are suggestions, but hopefully they'll spark your imagination and you can try to make the ones that I'm making, or you can make your own versions or your own puppets out of similar materials. So first of all, we're going to start with a classic. We're going to start with our classic paper bag puppet. Paper bag puppets are great because most people have them around their house somewhere, and all you do is put your hand inside of it and you have a ready-made little puppet mouth that you can make it speak and say whatever you want it to say. We're going to make a bear today, and the bear, you can draw your own bear, use your own cutouts or whatever. I happen to find online a really cute little template, and at the end of this presentation I will put a slide up with the websites where I got some of these templates. But I'm going to use this little template here. It's called Bear Hunt, and actually it's meant to go along with this story. We're going on a bear hunt, which you can check out at the library. But you can just make your own bear to do whatever you want with. I just like the fact that it had some ready-made things. So what I did is I just colored in all of these parts and cut them out. And then for most of these you'll need some sort of tape or glue or something sticky so that you can connect everything. I just used a little bit of double-sided tape, and so I'm just going to attach the parts onto him right now. So we'll give him some arms here, and we'll do his mouth. When you make a paper bag puppet, you have two sides of your bag. You have like a flat side, and then there's a side with a flap, okay? This is always going to be your face, and I drew a couple of eyeballs on here. If you have googly eyes at home, you can put googly eyes, or you can cut out eyes and put them on. But I just put those guys on, and we're going to add a stick on his little face there. And then we've got some ears ready made too, so we'll put those on. Put on one ear and the next, and voila! Quick and easy bear puppet. So you could act out the Bear Hunt book that I just showed you. You can make up your own little play with them. You could make 3 of these, and you could do another fairy tale. You could do the 3 bears. Fairy tales are really fun to act out because most of us kind of know how the fairy tale goes, so they're easy to retell and easy to do the characters. So you could make 3 of these guys and act out the story of the 3 bears. So that's an idea. So there is your bear. Another thing that we could do, if you were doing this book, The 3 Bears, you know who comes in the story besides the 3 bears, who the other character is? Goldilocks, right? She busts into the house and gets into all kinds of trouble. And you could make her out of a paper bag puppet or any of the other ones that I'm going to show you here. What I decided to do with her is take something else you might find around the house, which is a wooden spoon. So if you take a wooden spoon, this can be a very versatile tool to make puppets. You can make all kinds of different puppets out of one wooden spoon. And what I did is I just drew a face, okay, just a smiley face on it. And now you can add all kinds of things to this and change what your puppet is. When you get done with one of them, you could just take off the hair and the clothes and things and turn it into a whole new puppet, and it just has a smiley face. So to make my Goldilocks, I just took some tissue paper. I happen to have some tissue paper, and I wrapped it around the tip of my spoon, kind of folded the edges down and taped it in the back. So there we go, instant hair. And see that? It comes right off of her, so I can change her character very easily. So that's her hair. If you happen to have these little chenille sticks or pipe cleaners around the house, these are really handy for puppet making. I'm going to make a little outfit that doesn't even require glue right now. All I'm doing is taking another piece of tissue paper, and I'm going to wrap this little chenille stem or pipe cleaner around a couple of times. And I'm going to give her some arms with this. Okay, so now you can see she's got some arms, and we'll put her hair on. And ta-da, you have a very simple puppet that doesn't even require glue or anything. I just put a little bit of tape on her hair to keep the corners down. But this is a Goldilocks puppet, and when you're done with her, you just take this stuff off. Voila, you're ready to turn it into another puppet. So that's your wooden spoon idea. Next, let's see. How about another kitchen utensil? If you happen to have a metal spatula, metal spatulas are a lot of fun because the same thing, you can take this metal spatula and without using any glue or anything that would affect it permanently, you can turn this into a variety of different puppets just by using magnets. So if you have some magnets around the house, refrigerator magnets or magnetic tape or anything like that, you can draw your own characters, or you could print them out, make up your own characters, use photographs of people that you know, cut out, lots of different things you can do. And you're just going to attach a magnet onto the back. This one happens to be Dogman. If you want to learn how to draw Dogman, check out our YouTube channel, the Harrison Township Public Library's YouTube channel. I do have a tutorial on how to draw this guy right here. But I drew him and then I stuck a refrigerator magnet on the back of him. And we know what magnets do on metal, right? I'm just going to click it there. And ta-da, look at that. You have a stick puppet. And you can hold him up and you can make all kinds of characters and you could change them out, take them off, and now you're ready to put another character on here. If you want to stay, let's say we wanted to do, I have another fairy tale book here. I have The Three Little Pigs, which is another one that's easy to retell. It's easy to remember the story and tell it again. So all I did with this one is I went and I photocopied a couple of the pages. And now I've got the big bad wolf here. That was just from a copy I made. And again, I put a magnet on the back, just taped it on there. And here we go. We've got our wolf, right? And I also, maybe you don't have a spatula like this, a metal spatula. There's lots of other things that you can use to make a stick puppet. One of the most common things is a popsicle stick. So if you have popsicle sticks or craft sticks around your house, this is another, the pig. I just made a photocopy of the pig from The Three Little Pigs. So we've got the wolf, we've got the pigs. You could do all the characters from the book in different types of puppets. If you don't have a spatula and you don't have a craft stick, maybe you have a straw. You could attach a character to a straw and also make a stick puppet. So those are some more ideas. Now, if you want to make another classic type puppet and you've got some old socks around, a sock makes a really good puppet. I have a stripy one here. A good way to do a sock puppet is to plan it so the heel sits up on top of your wrist. So this is the heel of my puppet and it makes kind of a little bump here. Can you see that? And that's a good spot to attach some eyeballs. Okay, you can attach eyeballs. I just put a couple of buttons on mine, but if you don't sew, you could get like craft glue and just glue eyeballs on there, maybe some googly eyes, maybe some ones that you cut out yourself. You could put hair. I didn't happen to put hair on this puppet, but if you have some yarn, you could put hair. You could put something on his nose and turn him into whatever kind of puppet you like, and then he can He can chew and he can talk, and you just take your hand down here and make this guy speak. And that is a simple sock puppet. You can get as elaborate or as simple as you want with them. So that's another idea. Get out those old socks and make some characters. And let's see, I think I have one more here. This one is kind of fun. This is another one that has a template that I'll give you the website address for that I found, and I thought it was really cute. So these are dinosaur puppets, and here's the template that you can print out. Okay, so they got 4 different kinds here. Color them however you want. If you actually go to this website, the creator of these tells you to just print out the paper and trace them onto felt, and you can make longer lasting felt puppets. I just happened to do mine on I printed mine on like a heavy duty tag board, so they last a little longer than regular paper, but you can do it however you want. So I cut my guy out, and you see this line in the middle here? This line, you're going to actually have, your dinosaur is going to have a top part and a bottom part. So you are going to cut all the way along the line that divides the face in half, because you're going to put it on a clothespin. These are clothespin puppets. These ones, she recommends painting them black. I happen to find some black clothespins, so mine are already black, but you can use a Sharpie, just color it black, or take some black craft paint and make it black. And then, do you see up here? Do you see these little white guys here? Those are teeth. You can use white paint, or I happen to just use correction fluid, just white out, to paint some little teeth on there. And then all you do is color in your head, and you stick both pieces on there. Okay, so you can see on this side, I just stuck it on. And then when I open his mouth, he goes, "Rawr, rawr." And there you have a clothespin puppet. Isn't he awesome? I really like these guys. I think they're pretty cool. So when you have your puppets made, it's also a lot of fun to try to think about what you can use as a puppet theater. Your puppets need a stage, right? And so there's lots of different ways that you can do a puppet theater. I've seen people put just like a curtain in a doorway and duck down below it, because you don't want people to notice you when you're doing puppets. You want them to notice your puppets, right? Another thing you can do is, I'm going to get up for just a sec. If you push a chair in front of you or a couch, you can climb down underneath it or behind it, and that kind of hides you. So if I move out of the way here, and here's my chair, you can hide below it, duck down, and put your arms up, and there you go, see? And that way they don't see you. You're hiding back here, and they're watching your puppets up here. So that is a really easy way to make a puppet theater. You can get crafty too and make something that sits up on your tabletop, like with one of those tri-fold boards that you can get at a craft store. You can find a little cardboard box and design your own puppet theater. So this is a chance for you to get creative and use your imagination. If you make some fun puppets, we would love to see what you made. Post them on social media and tag Harrison Township Public Library so that we can see what you've been up to and what kinds of puppets you've been creating. Have fun, and we'll see you later.